Mayor, first of all, it's a pleasure having you on the show today. Thanks for making the time for us. I have to say, Mayor, we've been in your world, sort of, the last 24 hours or so, and it is
longer
insane.
Longer than that.
How do you do it? How do you handle all of this attention, this press, this media, the controversy? How do you deal with it?
I just stay focused on my job, save taxpayers money, return my phone calls, go to people's homes and fix their problems, and all the other stuff is nonsense. So I just stay focused and love my football, and I love my kids, and just gotta keep plowing ahead, So all I can do.
We happen to see that Mayor Ford's office, your office, is chock full of footballs. You have a bunch of game balls in there. It's been your passion since you were a child. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I played years and years of football, and I coached for 22 years, so I'm a football fanatic. My whole office is covered in every type of football you could think of, every team jersey. So, yeah, it's great. I love the game.
You wouldn't know it, though, Mayor, by watching that video of you of a year or so ago, taking a snap and dropping back, that YouTube video that went viral. What happened there?
Yeah, you look like my grandfather.
What happened there, Mayor?
I'm not a quarterback. I'm not a quarterback. I was a center, so I could shot pretty good out of the shotgun or the pistol, as they would say. But, no, we're good. We're good. It was, used to line up those linebackers on the reverses and have some fun with them.
Mayor, what is your link to the Redskins? Because your people have told us that you actually were a Skins fan, or you went to Skins camp or something. What is your deal?
Yeah, when I was 16, 17, 18, I went to Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, and Dave Butts and Joe Jacoby and Russ Grimm and Jeff Bostic and all the boys are down there. Dexter Manley and Charles Mann. And, Dave Butts, like I said, you had Rich Malott and Neil Okowitz and Mel Kaufman, all those guys. I love them, and John Riggins, and that's when you guys won the bowl that year, and it was amazing. So I went down to a camp, and these guys literally taught us, how to play football, and they were professionals, banging on your door at 7 in the morning where I had to go for the run, and it was great discipline at a young age. So I went back there 3 years in a row, so it was fantastic.
We're talking to Mayor Ford from Toronto on the Sports Junkies. Now, a lot of us just got to know who you were, particularly here in the States, in the last month with all this controversy, and we're seeing you on TV, and I have to ask you, what's it like being in your shoes when you go to a game, just as a fan, because we saw you recently wearing the Fred Jackson jersey as a fan, and people are around you with signs, and you're getting all the attention?
I'm really humbled by all the support. I have a lot of supporters in Toronto and from the States. I love the people in the United States and from all over. So I'm really, really thankful for the support I'm getting, and I just can't wait for the election in October. October 27th is our big election, and we'll take it from there. So I'm really, really appreciative of when people come up and ask me for pictures. It gets a little chaotic sometimes, but that's all part of the game.
Mayor, let me ask you, when you went, was it a Bills game? Did you steal that dude's seat?
Yeah.
What happened there?
It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. It's the NFL brought me to my seats and said, sit here. And I had a security guard in front of me, and I had my driver beside me. And that was it. And I put my tickets online. So whoever's accusing me of this, I want to see their tickets because, I didn't steal anyone's seats. The NFL told me to sit, and they matched the tickets that I had. So,
Gotcha.
I'd like to see this guy's tickets. So,
Mayor Ford, do you regret eating the wings in the stands? Because they're closing you with that picture.
No, I know. I've been training, and my trainer, Jerry, beside me, bought me this bucket of wings, and I told him, man, if I eat one wing, mark my words, they're going to nail me. Sure enough, I dipped into those hot wings, and whammo, they got me right on camera. So I guess I do regret it now.
All right, so Mayor Ford, obviously we're going to get to the NFL picks. We know you like to talk football, and we want to get into that. But we would be remiss if we didn't at least get into the allegations. Okay, we have credibility here on this show.
Yes, we're very credible.
But obviously everyone in the world has heard about the story yesterday that you allegedly offered money for the video of you doing crack.
You know what?
Hold on. Let me just finish. I'm sorry. Let me just finish. What do you say to that? I mean, these are wiretaps from gang members who say that you offered $5,000, if not more, $150,000 in a car to confiscate the video of you doing crack on the tape. What would you say to that?
Number one, that's an outright lie. And number two, you can talk to my lawyers about it. But I'm here to talk football, guys. So if you want to talk football, talk football. If you want to talk about other things, then unfortunately I'm going to have to let you go.
I have a football.
Okay, I at least had to ask you.
That's good. I'm glad that you addressed that. What is your take on the way the NFL play is right now? Because you're a big football fan. People are complaining that the game's too soft. Do you have opinions on that, Mayor?
Well, yeah, I think they've lightened up just like in hockey. The game's meant to You got to be hit or be hit. And now it's, and even in hockey, people are saying, oh, they're going to pull the fighting out. I'm a big hockey fan too, but it's ridiculous. If you're going to play the sport, you got to know that, you might get banged up. And when I coach my kids, I say, guys, you're going to get hit or be hit. You got to be the hunter or the huntee. And I'd rather be the hunter. So, but all this stuff, concussions are bad, but, they've been around for years and years and years. So I think you just, strap on the gear, do up your chin strap, and hit the guy as hard as you can. And
I thought it was hunted.
Keep playing.
That's good enough. It's good enough.
We're joined by Toronto Mayor Rob Ford on the Sports Junkies on 106.7 The Fan. Now, we're based in D.C. The Kansas City Chiefs come to Washington to face the Redskins. I want your comment on the name because there's been some controversy on the name. But then let's get your pick. The Redskins are getting 3.5 points, and I know Mayor Ford wants to pick against the spread.
Love that.
He likes to gamble.
All right,
I'm definitely taking Washington at home. I'm worried about Griffin's knee. I think he's got a serious knee injury that he's not letting anyone know about. But
the whole world knows about it, Mayor.
Pardon me?
The whole world knows about his knee injury.
Well, then they should, get him healed up and get someone else in there because you can see his leg and it's not helping the team. So, but at home, Washington's tough at home. So I'll take, Casey's favored by 3.5. You know what? I'll take Washington. That might be a risky pick, but I'll take Washington.
If you're the politician involved with the name controversy, and obviously it's up to the owner, it's a private enterprise, but how do you see it? Some Native Americans are upset and say that the Redskins name, and even a name like the Chiefs, are offensive to their tribes.
Well, you know what? Why don't we look at the Cleveland Indians? What are we going to call them next? The Cleveland Aboriginals? Like, where do we go with this? It's been around for years and years and years, and if they were offended, they should have come out when the name was first initiated. When you started, playing. How long have the Skins had their name for? How long have the Chiefs had their name for? How long have the Cleveland Indians had their name for? Years and years and years, and all of a sudden, all the politically correct people have to come out now. I think everything's fine, and I just stick with the name.
Mayor Ford, we obviously don't follow the inner city politics of Toronto. And you said the re-election's coming up when, Al? I'm sorry?
October 27th.
October, okay. Why should you be re-elected? What have you done for the city? We have no idea. You have to defend yourself here.
I've saved $1 billion in 4 years. So we had a car tax up here that's $60, and we got rid of the $60 car tax. I privatized garbage. We haven't had a union strike. We used to have union strikes every year. I got labor peace in the city finally for 4 years. I've got a subway built. I've done more than any mayor in Toronto's history has. We have property taxes lower than any North American city. With our size, we're about 3 million people. 0%, 2%, 2.5%, and I'm fighting for 1.75% in this budget coming up. And I watch every penny and return every phone call, and I go out and meet the people. And that's why I should be reelected, because I watch taxpayers' money.
Do you feel like you have the support of the people?
Absolutely.
No question, even with all the controversy.
You know what? We'll see on talk's cheap. Action speaks louder than words. October 27th, there's going to be a lot of people running. I just can't wait to get at it. My record will speak for itself.
All right, we're talking to Mayor Rob Ford of Toronto. Mayor, do you have, by the way, it's a privilege having you on. Thank you for doing it. Do you have an opinion on our system over here, on our president, on Obamacare, any of that's going on here? You've heard there's been a lot of controversy here, problems with websites, etc. What is your take on what's going on here and the issues that are plaguing our country?
Well, as a person, I like President Obama. I don't like his politics. I'm a conservative. I'd be a Republican if I was down in the States. So I don't believe in all this public funded, health care and we got to pay for it. We can't afford it. What you guys are doing down there, I can't get my head around it because it's costing a fortune, and I don't know where you guys are going to find the money, except for the taxpayers' pockets. And I think people are taxed to death. And I don't mind two-tier health care. If you want health care, you pay for it. I understand that, but and we have general health care up here, or OHIP we call it. But it's going to cost a fortune for you guys to put in this Obamacare, and I just don't see how the people are going to be able to afford it. To tell you the truth.
Mayor Ford, let me ask you a question. And I was thinking about this before we had you on the show. And by the way, thank you very much for coming on. It takes a lot of balls, obviously,
big
to come
time.
on. But why did you agree to come on the show? I mean, you're obviously not doing a show in Canada, all right? But you come on. We're a major show in a major market in the United States and a top 10.
A very major show.
Yes.
Very
and we're a
important
morning
show.
show. Now, we are a sports show, but we talk about everything. why did you agree to do an interview on a sports show in Washington, D.C., days, hours after all the controversy that surrounded you?
Well, I don't have a problem. If I understand we're talking football. I love football, and that's why let's get on with the picks. I thought we're not just picking one game, right? We're doing all the picks. So
I want you to go through the whole thing. Let me ask you this, though, before we get to the picks, and I want to do it next. Do you personally worry about your future? Like, do you have trouble sleeping at night?
Not at all. I know. When I go to bed, I've done my best. I show up to work every day. I've never missed a council meeting. You look at my attendance compared to the other counselors. When I go to work, I work hard, and like I said, I'm a people's person. When people call me, how many mayors I've called them back? Not too many, and I do, and I go right to the front door to serve them, and I watch every dime that's being spent.
They still take attendance in politics? You have to raise your hand and show them you're there? Every day?
No, I changed it that way. No, every single vote's recorded. Every single vote we get, we must have close to 10,000 votes in a year, and I make sure every single one's recorded because that shows that, accountability. And if your counselor's not there, then the people should know he's not there or she's not there.
Mayor Ford wants to get into the picks.
He does, yes.
So he's already picked the Skins plus 3.5 against the Chiefs at home.
All right, another big game.
We're just going to give you maybe 3 other games.
Another big game.
Oh, we're doing all the games.
No, let him do all the games, Jason.
Yeah,
Who cares?
He wants to do all the games.
All right, that's fine.
Another big game.
I didn't know how much time we had.
We have the rest of our lifetime.
Cancel all the commercials.
And we're joined by Toronto Mayor Rob Ford on the Sports Junkies on 106.7 The Fan in D.C. Another big game, AFC implications. The Indianapolis Colts head to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's laying 5.5 points. Mayor Ford wants to pick against the spread. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, you know what? That's going to be too close. I think it's going to be a field goal game. This is a big game for Indy. Cincinnati's good at home, but you know what? I'll take Indy for sure. I wouldn't give it 5.5. So give me Indy.
All right, Mayor Ford, the Seattle Seahawks are traveling to San Francisco. Seattle already buried San Francisco in the first meeting. Colin Kaepernick threw 3 picks in that game. This line is 2.5. San Francisco's laying 2.5 in this game. This is a huge game for San Francisco. They're trying to fend off Arizona for the wild card, and Seattle is pretty much already wrapped up. Obviously the division and the MC West and the home field advantage, but they are underdogs in this game. Seattle is a 2.5-point underdog at San Francisco. What do you think?
They played Monday night. They're one day. I think it's going to be a short week for them, and I'll take San Fran at home. Like you said, Seattle's got it wrapped up. They might be surprised. I don't know if they'll be playing all their starters. They've got home field advantage. If I was a head coach, I wouldn't be taking chances like that. Get warmed up for the playoffs. So, you know what? San Fran has to win, and when San Fran turns it on, they're good. So I'll take San Fran and 2.5 points.
All right, joined by Toronto Mayor Rob Ford on the Sports Junkies 106.7 The Fan in D.C. Making his picks, big NFC matchup. The Detroit Lions head to Philly to take on a red-hot Eagles team.
And you're absolutely right. Philly's red-hot at home. Detroit usually plays good at home, but on the road, I don't see it. So I'll take Philly.
All right, what about the Colts traveling to Cincinnati?
We did that game. He likes the Colts.
You like Indy plus the 6. Okay.
You've got Tennessee heading to Denver. Big number there. The Broncos, what I see, are laying 12.5 points.
Denver's a good team, and they're good at home. I just think 12 is too much. They might win by 9 or 10. That's 13 points, 12.5. No, I'll take Tennessee. That's too many points to give.
Dallas Cowboys head to Chicago. The number that I see, Chicago's laying...
It's a pick'em game, yeah.
It's a pick'em game, laying a half point. Who do you like there? Cowboys, of course, are tied with the Eagles for the lead in the NFC East.
It's cold in Chicago. It's hard to play outside when you're a dome team, I find. I'll take Chicago at home, for sure.
This guy's an expert. He's got it all figured out. He has all the angles, all the trends.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing.
It's unbelievable. Mayor, when you watch these games... now how do you watch the games? I can imagine how you watched the games a year ago. How do you watch the games now?
I just analyze games. I've coached. I'm an absolute football fanatic. I watch college. I watch our CFL, our Canadian University. I watch high school. I was down in Austin, Texas, and I saw the Denver and Dallas game, the 51-48 shootout. And I was the night before I went up to Baylor and watched Baylor play. And Friday night I watched the high school. So I'm obsessed with football, and anytime there's a football game on, I analyze it to the nth degree.
Mayor Ford, for a Canadian politician, you sound like you spend a lot of time in the United States.
Can you blame
him?
Matter.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we have a company. We have a company, Deco Labels and Tags. It's a label and sticker company, and we have a place in Chicago and New Jersey, and in Toronto. We've been in business for 50 years, so I do travel a lot to New Jersey and Chicago. And
you know what? That's perfect.
Well, where do you watch the games? Like on a Saturday, if you're watching college football, do you just in your basement? Where do you watch?
Usually. My wife's a big football fan too, so wherever there's a TV, as soon as we get it on.
Well, do you have your buddies come over?
Nah, sometimes, it all depends. I have 2 young kids, an 8 and a 6-year-old, so we really stick together as a family. So, just friends, maybe on a Sunday here and there. But usually my Sundays and Saturdays, I watch a lot of U.S. college football. It's usually just downstairs by myself and my wife.
Did you watch the Auburn-Alabama game by any chance?
Unbelievable. When he took it out of the end zone. Unbelievable.
Was that as big a deal up there as it was down here?
People didn't understand the rivalry up here. I couldn't wait for the Alabama-Auburn game. But when he missed that field goal and he started going, I said, this guy's going to go all the way. My wife says, no, he's going to get hit. I said, he's gone. He's gone. Sure enough, when he hit the 40, I knew he was gone. That was the best game that I've ever seen. So what a surprise. Good for Auburn.
Joined by Toronto Mayor Rob Ford, I want you to settle a debate we've had on the show. We've debated whether a mayor has greater significance than any governor. One of the guys here says a governor of a state, let's just pick Alaska, which has less than 1 million people, is greater than a mayor of a city like yours, which has millions, and I disagree with him.
You know what? I love how your system, because you guys elect everyone. Up here, governors have a lot of respect for it. So it's hard for me to say a mayor's more important or more responsibility. It's obviously my city is large. We have almost 3 million people in Toronto, and I invite you guys up anytime. And I guess we have more issues to deal with. But when you're comparing Alaska, but if you compare it to someone, if you compare it to New York or Illinois, then there's no comparison. Obviously, the governors are more important, but all depends how you define important. So.
Well, we'll come up there. Do you have casinos up there in Toronto?
No, we're trying to get one in, but council said no. But we have slots, but we don't have a casino yet.
Slots are boring.
You're welcome.
Well, you know what? You're welcome here.
I mean, we're at the Borgata in Atlantic City. You said you spend a lot of time in New Jersey.
What if we did this for you, Mayor? What if we
had our next JPO in Toronto?
We could do it.
Or what if we fly here tonight?
Here's the thing, Mayor. We're here in Jersey, in Atlantic City, at the Borgata Hotel and Casino. I'm pretty sure we could arrange a flight for you. You could get here in about 15 minutes. You hang out. You do the show with us tomorrow, as long as you want. You fly back in 15 minutes and go about your day.
I'd love to do that, but I can't miss work. If we can do this on a Saturday or Sunday, I'll be flying out immediately. So, no, I got that.
We might be sticking around. We might be sticking around for Saturday.
Let me ask you this, Mayor, real quick. This might be the last question. I'm not sure, but what is the future of Rob Ford?
The future is I'm getting reelected on October 27th. I'm going to be there for another 4 years.
Who's your biggest competitor? We don't even know who you're going against.
Oh, I don't know. There's tons of names up there. Like,
Rudy Gay?
No, there's tons of people. I've heard like 10 different people that are running. So I just said more the merrier. Let my record speak for itself. So,
do you
check the rest of these football games, guys? Can I get back to these football games?
Oh, he wants to finish the games. This guy's hardcore about picking games. You know what you guys doing?
We may have to delay the start of the poker tournament.
Quick, and I can tell you what I can fix to save some time.
Okay,
Houston's favored by 3.5 over Jacksonville.
Okay. That's the Thursday game. Yeah.
And Baltimore's favored by 7.5 over Minnesota at Baltimore.
Okay.
I'll take Mini on that.
Okay.
New England's favored by 11.5 over Cleveland in New England.
Yep.
I will take Cleveland.
Wow, you're taking Cleveland and the points in New England.
Absolutely. The Jets 3.5 over Oakland. The Jets got to come back big at home.
Geno Smith sucks. Geno Smith sucks. Let's be honest.
New Orleans 4.5 over Carolina. Yep. I'm going out on a limb here, but I'll take Carolina.
Ooh.
Pittsburgh 3.5 over Miami. I'll definitely take Miami. Tampa Bay 2.5 over Buffalo. Buffalo was just up in Toronto last week, so they didn't look too bad. They lost a squeaker to Atlanta. Give me Buffalo. Arizona 6.5 over St. Louis. I will take Arizona at home.
Yep.
And San Diego 3.5 over the Giants. I will definitely take the Giants. And one game left. We got Green Bay and Atlanta here. I got that as a pick. I don't know what you guys got your line on. The Green Bay Atlanta
it's
game.
a pick.
Pick them.
Yeah, I'll take Green Bay at home.
Well, you got them all covered, bro. When's the last time you actually placed a friendly wager on an NFL game with a buddy? Or
Last week?
Yeah, that got it.
I bet a lot of football. I do.
Did you win or lose? Did you win or lose?
No, I do pro line. So I don't deal with a bookie. It's called pro line up here. So
it's legal in Canada.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
I play a lot of pro line up here, and I'll wager. Like, we have a football pool in my office, so I have everyone pays $10 and does what we do, and the winner takes it all. So yeah, we have a lot of people in my football pool down at City Hall, and we have a lot of fun. So
doesn't it upset you when women? Doesn't it upset you when women win the pool? They don't even watch football and they win the pool.
A lot of females up in Toronto, a lot of women up here, they win all the time.
Yeah, but they don't know anything. They don't know anything.
I know, but they just look, who's the cutest guy, and they don't invest in their price, but that's how they pick them, so they win. So.
Right, Tom Brady's so cute. Oh, you're going to win.
Mayor, don't you think it's ridiculous that we can't play poker online here in the United States? I know if we came to Toronto, we could.
Yeah, you can play poker. I'm a big
online
poker player. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Come up to Toronto, guys. You know what? I'll treat you like a king. You guys come up to Toronto. I guarantee.
I can only imagine.
Oh, you would love us.
Can we broadcast from, like, your office?
You can broadcast from my office anytime you want. You can have a full
next
show
week. We're coming next week.
Might be there on Monday. Now, here's the challenge.
We need passports.
Mayor, here's the challenge to you.
Next Monday.
No, we're doing Monday.
Cakes doesn't have a passport.
Of course I don't.
Here's the challenge to you.
I don't go anywhere.
Mayor, when we announced that you were coming on the show, there was obviously all of this controversy, and somebody said to us, we said, look, he said he wants to come on weekly, he wants to pick games. He's a huge NFL fan. We think he'll come on weekly. They said, no. He's not coming on weekly. This'll be it.
I'll come on weekly.
Again. Yes.
But I got to put a challenge up to you guys. We got to do a little bit of a challenge. So I'll take teams, and then you guys take teams, and then whoever wins, we'll go out for some chicken wings when you come to Toronto.
All over it.
Sounds like a deal. You know what? We'll pick our top 3 games each week, and we'll go head to head on that, or maybe 5.
Yeah,
sure.
Let's do 5. 5's better. Yeah,
let's do 5.
No, but here's the question: did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, I know. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic. I look forward to meeting you. Definitely.
Look at that. Look at that.
And look,
and we asked the tough questions too, Jason.
I asked the tough questions.
And Mayor Ford, don't run away
Bunch
from
of women I'm co-hosting with.
Mayor Ford, don't run away from a bad record. Like, let's say this week you go 4-12 in your picks.
I don't know if he's running away from much, JP.
Yeah, you still need to come on with the Junkies on 106.7 The Fan, okay?
But I guarantee, I don't care if I go 0-14. I'm going to come back. Don't worry, I'll come back storming next week, but I'm not going 0-14.
Very good.
No, he's not going 0-14. All right, Mayor, thank you very, very much. We appreciate it.
Okay, thanks a lot. Take care.
All right, you too.
All right, that's Toronto Mayor Rob Ford on the Junkies.
How about that?
On 106.7 The Fan.
That's called a gap.
Hey, we got to run that tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
How about in 10 minutes?
You're going to do an interview next CNN today, douche.
Hey,
that might be dangerous.
Let me tell you, my brother is in Toronto right now. He's in Canada a lot for business.
Why is he there?
He was at the airport, and he said that entire interview was live on TV at the airport, and people were huddled around the bars staring at the TV.
You're kidding.
Hilarious.
He said every word was being scrutinized by that guy.
That is awesome.
Too bad we don't get any ratings in Canada. That sucks.
Yeah, we got 100 share in Canada.
We're like
today.
Seinfeld in Canada.
All right,
Canada, we slayed.
It was a mix.
We slayed in Canada.
It was a mix of asking football, but we did ask him about it. Now, he refutes everything.
I had to ask him.
You had to ask him, of course. We had to ask him.
I didn't expect him to give me an honest answer.
No, he wasn't going to say, you know what, the wiretaps, they got me.
Right.
He's just not going to say that. But we want to hear from you now. What did you think? 800-636-1067. He was a good sport.
I thought he was a good sport.
We had him on for 15, 20 minutes. The fact that he actually called us is pretty astonishing, because when we started talking about this when it happened, Drab and Valdez, our producers, sent a lark email to his PR guy. And 3 weeks later, after hearing nothing, you got a response.
We hit the wilder, Drab.
By the way, real quick, Valdez and Drab,
they
were walking on thin ice. They were
walking on eggshells. Dunce cap.
All right. Dunce cap. Fine, give it to me. I'll wear it for another 55 minutes. I don't care.
By the way,
they were so scared of Rob Ford.
Yeah.
And what did we tell them? What did we tell our producers?
We said we've been
we're unflappable.
This ain't our first rodeo.
These people unflappable. These four unflappable. These guys amateurs.
A lot of flaps.
Amateurs.
Oh my God!
Clapping?
CNN breaking news: Toronto mayor on sports radio says allegations he tried to buy damaging video and outright lie.
Oh, he said that? Oh, that was my question. Drop it. My question.
We got to do our update because we're going to be on Fox 5 in 2 minutes. So,
All right.
Very cool. All right, we're going to be gone for 90 seconds. Quick sports update, and right back here from the
This is
Borgata Hotel,
insane.
Casino, and
This is
Spa.
insane.
It's the Junkies on the Fan.